You're gay. Hello and welcome back, Ravers. It is season 5, episode 15 of Gay Rave. I cannot believe it. We survived another week in Pride Month. Barely, as you can hear from my voice. And can you believe there's only like 3 episodes left of this season, you guys? And next week, I'm going to be in motherfucking London with Raver Kelsey. Can't wait. Don't worry. I'm going to get you everything but the bagel seasoning as you requested. Like, I can do that for you, girl. Poor Kelsey, living in London. We're going to see Bad Bunny, and then I'm staying for a couple days. And for the past months, Kelsey's been like, "What do you want to do in London? Tell me what you're interested in. Tell me what you want to do." And girl, what have I told her? Literally nothing. I'm like, "Well, I'd like to watch the World Cup in a bar and maybe walk around. Like, that sounds nice." I am like, "Go on, girl, give me nothing." That is actually what I'm doing. And I think that's kind of fine. I am fine with vibing. I think that we are just going to be walking the streets, having a nice time, eating a motherfucking crumpet. I don't know. Okay. If you have tips and tricks for London, please send them to me. People have been sending me things along the way. That's wonderful. And that is just enough for Gab. Okay. Let's talk about last week a little bit. I went to Chicago, as you might recall. So I was there for a couple of days for a work thing, and it was like kind of cute. We went to like work dinners and stuff. They even took us to a Cubs game, not like in a box or anything, just like in seats. Fine. And I'm like it's in HR, so everyone's got a personality, but like they really think I'm like a silly girl because I like live in Brooklyn and I don't shave my legs. Like they think I'm like an alien from outer space, derogatory. Like there's like, "Well, why do you do that? Does it not make you uncomfortable?" And I'm like, "Mama, let's change the subject." Okay. I'm at dinner asking icebreakers to everyone, trying to change the subject. I'm doing everything I can. And you know what? Like they're mostly fine. But at the Cubs game, they fucking pissed me off. And I was a couple Cutwaters in at this point, and I was like, too much. We all got stadium food because we're at a Cubs game, okay? And we're not buying food all together. So we all go get our own things. I get a Cutwater, a corn dog, a pretzel, and a side of cheese. I think that's a very normal order. Everyone else just got like a hot dog and fries or chicken tenders and fries and stuff. And I come with my order and they're like, "Whoa!" They're like all thrown off. And I saw people like not finishing their food. Like a girl didn't want to finish her nachos. Somebody didn't finish their chicken tenders. When people didn't finish it, they kept being like, "Oh, does anyone want this?" And I would be like, "Yeah, I want one." And so I was like sort of collecting the food. I wasn't done with my meal. So I was sort of like, had a collection of items, and people were like, "Wow, aren't you just a fucking funnel of food, big back looking ass dumpster ass bitch?" And I was like, is it crazy to be like, if you aren't finishing it and you ask and I want one, like I would just say yes. I'm like, is this social suicide? Is this corporate suicide? Liking to eat? I'm like, you guys, please cut me some slack. So they thought it was so silly. Like, in addition to all the other things that I would like dare to like say yes if people offered me their food. I'm just so brave like that as a woman. Crazy. Okay. And then on the ride home, I'm like a Cutwater or two in now, a 40-minute drive home. There is nothing like the euphoria of making an entire car laugh. Like, I was gagging a car full at Uber XL on the way back to our hotel, bitch, a fucking Courtyard Marriott. And I was killing it. I was doing material with these bitches. So much that when we got out of the car and we got into the lobby and like met up with the other folks who had gotten there, they were like, "Boy, did you just miss the car ride of a lifetime. Gabby is hilarious." And I was like wearing a ball cap, and I'm just like walking the red carpet now that I'm a local, Uber XL celebrity. And so then I start cracking them, wisecracking with the people from the lobby, like, "Okay, let me give them some. Let me give them a taste." And so I go on about this bit. I'm wearing a hat with my like little short curly bangs. And when I wear hats, sometimes it looks like I'm wearing a disguise. And so I go into the disguise bit and I'm like, does it kind of look like I'm undercover? Like it looks like a wig. And they are just rolling on the floor. Okay, great. I'm like, I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to cut this early. It's like 10:30. I'm like, you know what? I got to go out on this high. Next morning, we're all meeting up before we go to the office, and they're like, "I was just thinking about those jokes from yesterday." They would not let it go. They're like, who has a show you should be on? Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart has a find the next comedian show, and you should go on that. You should tell those jokes from the car yesterday. This is how desperate it is out there. This is how dark it is. Okay. I was living for it. And yeah, sure. Do I think I'm funny? Yeah, I have a fucking podcast by myself. Sure. Let's just say I think I'm funny, right? We know that. But these people, it really goes to show, like, if you can do it here, you can do it anywhere. Like, and it's not just because they were pitying me. Like, this is actually a special, special thing. And everyone's funny in their own way, but this was a very special time. And then I let it rip that I'm going blonde, and several adult women pulled me aside and were like, are you sure? Like, several adult women who like actually had my back were like, girl, what if it washes you out? Like, they were talking about like, do I do my eyebrows? What should I do? They told me about purple shampoo and toner and all these things. And I didn't know, because they were sort of like, why are you going blonde? And I don't have a good answer other than like, I just want to, and I've never dyed my hair. And so I was just like, okay, what's a good reason? And I almost was like, someone is sick. I don't know. I didn't know what to say. But instead of making up a reason of like someone being sick and it being for charity or something, I was just like, oh, my whole softball team is doing it. A full on lie. Because I was like, I don't know. I feel like they just wouldn't accept the answer that I just want to do it. So I just lied and said that my whole softball team was doing it. And to be fair, one person on my softball team is doing it, Rave or Grace. And so now I have to take a picture with Grace when we have our blonde hair to show them, here's a sampling, okay? And it's not just me, and that's all they're gonna get, okay? But everyone is expecting photos now. I'm worried that they're gonna make me send a photo of my blonde hair on work email. I am quite afraid of this. I was like, you guys, just wait for the team's meeting, and they're all like, ah! They're gagging for it. They're gagging, okay? So I have corporate groupies now. Very, very excited about that. Then I was able to meet up with my Chicago ravers, Marcus and Line, longtime besties, and I got to see their place, which was so, so beautiful, right near the water, right like 15 minutes away from like downtown Chicago. It was beautiful. Went to a Chicago Sky game at the Wintrust Arena. It was a Liberty game too. We did win that game, luckily, but Chicago Sky, like their arena was so small and it made me so sad. I'm like, they have been a very good team in the past. They won the championship like within the last, I want to say, oh God, maybe it's last 10 years. I wanted to say 5, but now I think it's 10. So just like kind of a bummer. It was sort of a small arena and not even full, but nonetheless, the vibes were good. And I got count them, 2 commemorative pins of Skylar Diggins. So that's kind of cool. It was great to see Tosh Cloud again. It was just a wonderful time. And I was shockingly randomly sitting next to Liberty fans. Like, they had moved from New York. They're from upstate New York, but they had moved from New York to Chicago. And I'm like, what are the odds? Okay. But their like camera guy who gets people up on the Jumbotron, it was such a small game that I was like, you guys, we're definitely going to get on it, But I'm wearing a Liberty shirt. And remember, we are in Chicago at a Chicago Sky game. So I like wave him over. I'm like, hey, are you over here? And he like radios in like, okay, like we have somebody. He points the camera at me. And then I have this realization that he's going to put me on the Jumbotron and everyone's going to boo me because I'm in a Liberty jersey. I'm in a Liberty shirt. And so then I panic and I say, wait, no, stop. And so it flashes us on screen and he immediately turns the camera and it goes back to the game. I bitched out. I'm sorry. But he did like radio in. It was like, I have the perfect candidate for booing probably. He's probably setting me up. Okay. During Pride Month, nonetheless. They had a mascot who appears to be some sort of cat. And the name is also Sky. Not very creative, but okay. Could have been something else. Cloud, raindrop, shock, thunder. I don't know. Something like that. Maybe not. I don't know. We could have done something there, but the cat was kind of a sexy vibe. Like the Ellie knockoff, kind of a sexy vibe. Their halftime entertainment was a full-on live color guard performance with a lot of jumping up and down. It was very amazing, and I did love it personally. Like the live, like there was even like a live drum line for the announcement of the players. I was like, shit. Okay, fine, I'm good with that. Apparently a lot of drumline lore there. Okay, it's like a frequent thing is what my Liberty friends told me. Okay. Then came home, went to the Juneteenth Liberty game, had a wonderful time with my friend. I took my new friend, Emily, from line dancing. I have had a hotation for these Liberty seats. Like, I have taken a different person every single time. I'm like, you know what? Everybody gets some love. Why the fuck not? So I took Emily. That was cute. Went out after. We did get kind of ripping for a Friday, but nonetheless. Saturday, had my first ever Pitch Your Single Friend event and my first event at Blazers, the women's sports bar, and people were out in these streets. But let me tell you quickly one of my many qualms, all right? It's my first time doing this event. I had looked on the internet to see, like, okay, how have people done it in the past? People have to fill out a form. Some questions on the form are like, are you like, do you identify as single? Do you identify as LGBTQ? Are both of you available on the day of this event? Like, what is your relationship to each other? Why should I pitch your friend? Like, why should I choose you? Like, those kind of questions, right? So, in the form, every single person who submitted said, yes, I am available on this date. Me and my single are both available. Okay. So I email the people. I wanted 8 presenters. I email them and I'm like, hey, here you go. You're in. And I get multiple people like, oh, can't do it anymore. I said, you just filled out this form yesterday. Okay. And then I forget, I'm like, we are all like, these are Brooklyn gays. Okay. These are New York gays. Everyone's doing gig work. Why do I expect any less? I actually feel kind of crazy. Like, why did I even make that fucking question? And you know what else I hate? I hate emailing people in my personal life. Having an email job, fine. I do that. I do it well. But then having to fucking send an email in my personal life, I'm like, God damn. Too much emailing. I'm on the phone too much. I'm on the computer too much. But although we had some flaky gays, we had some gays step up, and they were the dads who stepped up. Let me tell you, they were not the stepdads. They came, people created presentations. We did end up having, I think it was 7 presenters and then a wild card, because somebody from Tampa Bay's, the reality show about lesbians in Tampa, a full-on cast member named Shiva was there with a hot friend, apparently, who's newly divorced, living in New York, an actress. She's like, I'm going through some work right now. I can't disclose what it is. I said, okay, I'll see you on that commercial, girl. Go off. So then I invited them up at the end because I was kind of, getting a little tipsy, and they did a really weird job. They should just smash each other, and I'm pretty sure they will. The girl, I'm not getting into this right now. Okay. So hot people were there. It was a gag. We had a wonderful time. People, even if they didn't know any of the presenters, like, they still came. People came up to me and were like, it's your event. I know it's going to be fun. I'm just coming out to see what it's all about. And like, that was so special and so beautiful. Oh God, I love it. This was just like the feeling of cracking those jokes in that Uber XL. I felt the spirit of that Uber XL at Blazers. So it was a huge success. And then I got to promote the next one I'm doing, which is fucking tomorrow. It's Tuesday at the Bush, which has a lot more interest. And once again, people not reading my form, people still submitting the form when the deadline was on Saturday. But okay, all right, keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing, gay people. I do already have some dropouts, so we are adding from that wait list as the days go on, so people are getting lucky. But nonetheless, we're going to do it again at the Bush. We're going to see how it goes, but this could be my new thing. A lot of attention, like more traction than any other event I've ever done for this Bush event tomorrow. So let's hope it doesn't get too crazy, or let's hope it does. But before that, we had trivia yesterday. Thank you to my friends who came. It was lightly attended because it was Father's Day and also just another Sunday in June. But it was really, really cute. And I always make the questions. But what I did accidentally lie about was Whoopi Goldberg being LGBTQ. I had a whole category about like les biographies or books by gay people. And in there I said, Whoopi Goldberg had a 1997 memoir called Book, which is funny, and then another one recently in 2024. But she actually came out with a children's book series called like The Sugar Plum Princesses. It's like for young Black girls. And so I'm like, why was she on these LGBTQ book lists? She is not LGBTQ. She just really looks and kind of seems in every way like she would be, But that is my bad, Whoopi. Okay. And so for the final question, no one got it because I made it too hard. It was essentially name the actor who was in Ariana Grande's music video for Break Up With Your Girlfriend on Board. Okay. And it was Thomas Melton or whatever his name is. Charles Melton, whatever his name is. Okay. So then we ended up going through and saying, okay, here's an artist. What's their top song on Spotify? And no one got them for like the first 5 artists. We did it for fucking Lady Gaga, Britney Spears, Beyonce, Rihanna. We did all of the hits and nobody ended up getting that top song until we got to Bad Bunny. Even Christina Aguilera. Did you know Christina Aguilera's top song on Spotify is Feel This Moment featuring Pitbull? Crazy. And Lady Gaga's Die With A Smile. I never would have guessed that. Okay. So yeah, sorry to Whoopi Goldberg. So this week, Pitch a Friend. Then Friday is going to be Mets Pride, followed by the big rager at Blazers that our friends host every single year, Dyke March Saturday. I am leaving from Dyke March on a red eye to London, see Bad Bunny Sunday, and then hopefully fucking hosting this podcast from London with Kelsey next week. God fucking knows if we'll make it there. But let's talk about what's going on in current events. I want to shout out our king Mamdani. Mamdani was at Nowadays. He's sort of doing like a tour. It's a voting day tomorrow. It's actually been early voting for quite a period, and he got a good roster of people from like DSA, the Democratic Socialist group that he is on the ballot. So he's doing a lot of local, events with them, making sure everyone knows their names and faces and their affiliation with him so we could build out his team. And he apparently popped up at Nowadays. He popped up at Bushwick. He's popping up at all these events. And one of the people who's like on his roster called Nowadays Mamdani's Mar-a-Lago, which I thought was quite funny. I was like, you know what? If you know, you know. If you're gay, you know. But he does have sort of like right now the LGBTQ Avengers. Like he has the inaugural director of the LGBTQA Affairs Office is a trans civil rights attorney named Taylor Brown. So shout out Taylor. That's awesome. He also put in place as the commissioner of the Department of Records and Information Services a Black lesbian archivist and librarian. It's Shanta Smith Cruz. Okay. So shout out to Sean or Shanta. And last but not least, the lesbian with 30 years of experience, the fire commissioner, Lillian. Okay. So Mamdani is only growing his impact. I just wanted to shout out. And I did think that Mamdani's Mar-a-Lago being Nowadays was quite funny. Other gay things happening in New York. Rosalia performed here last week, and I did not go, unfortunately, but it looked absolutely amazing. And Rosalia has been seen out in the streets with a woman lover, you guys. Rosalia has always like been queer or identified as queer. Her roster or her dating history actually has like, Jeremy Allen White and of course like Raul Alejandro, but also Hunter Schafer. Did you know? And this new person was identified. It's like a French model. Her name is Loli. And Rosalia was seen out with her in New York. And I think that's so cute. Rosalia for Pride Month. Very, very talented. Wish I saw her. Maybe I will do more event tourism and go see her somewhere else. God fucking knows. Okay. Also, at the World Cup, listen, I have waited as long as I could to not get into the World Cup. And alas, finally, I have to do it. I have to start caring because it's going to start to get good soon and I need to be able to talk about it. Okay. So the World Cup has their first out gay/lesbian ref. So last Thursday, they made World Cup history with the assistant referee of the Czech Republic South Africa game being Brooke Mayo, who is gay, the first out LGBTQ plus official to provide over a match at the men's FIFA World Cup. So congratulations to you, Brooke, and congratulations to us all during Pride Month. You weren't the main referee. That's totally fine. That's Tori, apparently not LGBTQ, Tori Penso. But Brooke Mayo, assistant referee, extraordinaire and gay person, looks exactly how you would expect. Okay? Happy for you, Brooke. And I hope that you did a really good job and that people weren't mean to you. Although it feels like the hardest place to do reffing would be the World Cup because like you are getting an international amount of hatred. Like it is such a popular sport globally and people just generally seem to be pretty argumentative about it. And with like the layer of sports betting making people much more invested in the games in a like negative way, I am scared for you, Brooke, but happy for you and happy for us. Good for you, girl. Go off. I would hit. Okay, I would hit. Moving into rave reviews, now that they fucking have me caring about soccer and even like tennis now, what is going on? Challengers got me started in the tennis thing. I never actually like really got into it, but it did pique my interest. I was like, okay, kind of a sexy vibe, kind of a sexy sport. But now they are going full heated rivalry treatment on tennis. All right, there's a new gay tennis show coming out and it's called 40 Love. FORTYLOVE. Okay, it's a France-set film about two competitors in the world of professional tennis who discover they have an irresistible chemistry. And apparently there's a French actor in it who's like a breakout star. He's like 24 years old. And the co-actor, the co-lead, is none other than Romeo Beckham, son of Victoria Beckham and David Beckham, the hottest people to ever exist. And okay, he does have gay face and he is going to be serving. If it is a French-based tennis gay show, I think that he's the perfect fit. He's sexy, gorgeous. I could see it. I hope he doesn't have to do an accent because I don't really know if that translates, but nonetheless, okay? I'm pretty sure he has a British accent already, so we're halfway there. Okay, so here's a little bit more about the show 40 Love. It says, at the center of the story is young tennis superstar Sasha Gallo, training with his father for a major championship in Paris when he meets a charismatic new rival who throws him off his game, leading him to question everything he thinks he knows about the sport and himself. Oh my God. They said for the first time, he faces an opponent of an entirely different nature. Love. God, it's like Tyra Banks wrote this. A force as exhilarating as it is destabilizing and far more dangerous than anything he's encountered on the court. Is it the same plot as Heated Rivalry? Yes. Do I care? Absolutely not. Give it to me, boys. You know all that grunting is going to make for an amazing montage. So be on the lookout for that. 40 love. Okay, 40 love. And season 2 of Heated Rivalry is in production now, and I've heard good things about it. It's bigger budget, but it's still trying to keep it close. I am a person who does get afraid about more content ruining things, but I am going to keep an optimistic spirit about season 2 Heated Rivalry, okay? Moving on, Grave reviews. This is New York specific, but it is important since we've been talking about lesbian bars. Remember how we talked a while about Ginger's and how Ginger's lesbian bar, like the oldest lesbian bar, it's like 25 or 30 years old in Park Slope, how they had to like cancel all their Pride events because their neighbors kept complaining about the sound. And I'm like, get the fuck over it. It's Pride Month. Also, you live in Brooklyn. What are we doing here? Now we have another drama with another lesbian bar. Okay, this is a Manhattan lesbian bar named Wilka's, which was technically the first lesbian sports bar in New York City because they just got out there first. I don't even think the bar was fully baked. I think that they just wanted to be first, so they opened their doors first. 3 lesbian sports bars opened at the same time, essentially. Blazers, Athena Kiki's, and Wilka's. Wilka's was technically first. I have been there. It is really, really cute. Kind of like East Village type area, like off Houston. And great. So I've been to Wilka's. It sort of is a lesbian sports bar, but purely lesbian sports. Whereas Athena Kiki's and Blazers will play men's sports occasionally, like they play the Knicks games. Wilka's would not even play the Knicks, y'all. That is how committed they are to only playing women's sports. And they play them all. Like they play the volleyball, the softball, the college softball, the field hockey. Like they play it all. Okay, which I do respect deeply. But here's the tea. Here's the grave review. Halfway into Pride Month, Wilka's got banned from Instagram. It was like on June 11th, their account went dark and their account was fully banned. And they said, we don't know what happened. They are saying that it was because people reported their account for saying that they would not play men's sports. So on their Instagram, they had commented, or someone commented, and they had commented back saying they do not play men's sports, and they believe that's what got them reported. So their account was like temporarily blocked because it was reported so many times. Then they sent an appeal to Meta saying like, we don't know what this is about. And they got their appeal back saying that your account is actually permanently banned. How crazy is that? So here's what they said. As an update, Instagram has permanently banned our social media account for violating community guidelines. We are a women queer-owned bar that fosters an inclusive environment for all women sports fans and members of the LGBTQIA+ community. We have no idea why Instagram banned our account or what specifically about our account was flagged and deemed inappropriate in the first place, other than what sadly seems to be obvious these days. The permanent ban comes 4 days after the bar says their page was initially suspended for violating community standards. They said that they were getting a lot of flack for only playing women's sports, and unfortunately that led to the main page being suspended. And since then, they have actually made a Wilka's second account page, so that way people can still see their events, because like they have all of these events. They had 12,000 followers, like more than 12,000 followers, which is like hard to get. Take it from me, who's been trying. Actually, I have not been trying that hard, but like 12,000 followers is nothing to balk at, you know? They said that they worked hard to build a following and that they've been working hard to bring fun and inclusive events for Pride Month, and they want to keep spreading the word, so bringing people to their website or their backup account because they have a lot of events going on. So that really sucks. I am bummed about that. And I actually think like the onus is really on Meta here. Like if you're going to permanently ban somebody, even like after appeal, permanently ban somebody for violating community standards, you gotta tell them why. Don't they do that? How is that real? That feels crazy. And is it not their right to not play men's sports as a bar? I feel like there's something here, you know? I think this is fucking whack and this is fake. And if people really did report them for that reason, that's crazy. If they just are only playing women's sports, that is not illegal. They're a women's sports bar. Interesting. It's like if you're a Buffalo Bills bar, you could just like choose not to play games by other teams, right? That's just like the way freedom works, I suppose. But I don't know. I just wanted to report the news and say that we should get out there and support Wilka's a little bit, let them know that we're still here, that we still see them, and just generally like go follow the new page and make sure that they're still seen and heard, because I am sorry to them. Okay? I am sorry to them. Moving on. Can I say something? And this is something that actually came up at my Chicago offsite when I was with all of my corporate baddies. Okay. We were having a discussion about water bottles. Like, I, of course, had my fuck ass Gatorade water bottle that I travel with because they think I'm different. And that actually really tracked. And then people, they have their Awalas, they have their Stanleys, they're like having this discussion. And then came up the context of a Swell water bottle. Do you remember those Swell water bottles? Swell, to me, is a fever dream. Why the fuck did we all just agree to just fist grab a steel water bottle for like 5 years? It is the least convenient to clean. It has a gigantic gaping mouth hole and no handle. I can't even name a pro for these water bottles. It barely even held enough water for like an hour of living. I don't even know. And I used to actually carry around 2 Swell water bottles and be very dexterous with my hands because I needed that much water. I'm like, if I'm going somewhere for 2 hours, one of these is not going to be enough for me. That's crazy. Okay. And thank God, also, yes, thank God, if you have a Swell water bottle, one of those steel water bottles, and you drop it on the floor, you drop it on linoleum, thank God, it sounds like gunshots causing an entire school-wide lockdown. Thank God. You wouldn't, I wouldn't want it to just like make a soft noise on the ground and allow me to just pick it up without becoming the center of attention. No, wouldn't want that. Honestly, Stanleys and Awalas get shit, but at least they have practical benefits. Why did we choose a steel water bottle with no handles for so long? And not for nothing, when you fill it up, if it goes over, it's slippery and it's kind of slimy when you fill it up too. So it's just begging to be dropped everywhere. Oh, and not only when you're holding it is it slippery, you put it down. Oh, is this surface even the slightest bit uneven, off balance? Due to physics, the bottom of the bottle is the heaviest part of it, making it topple super easily. Good. So if you put it on even the most slightly unstable surface, boom, it's going down. And remember what I said, gunshots. You drop it on the floor, the entire room is turning to look at you. There is absolutely no getting those years of your life back, okay? I was drinking dusty water out of those Swells for years, and why were we doing it? And if I see somebody with a Swell today, I have questions for them. There are so many better options now. Go to Marshall's. There are no excuses, in my opinion. I would rather carry around one of those big ass, those like big ass, like the ones that like the climbers use, like the ones with like the gigantic mouth holes. I would rather take a gigantic sip from that big mouth hole ass climbing jug than ever carry around a Swell again. I can't believe we did this. I used to carry around 2, and they would drop all the fucking time. And everyone just knew that about me. They just knew that I was going to be clanking my way around the building. For what? Just to be hydrated. Thank God technology for water bottles has come so far. Okay, moving on. I'm sorry. My I'm sorry for this week is about ice cream, okay? So I heard somewhere, and I wrote this down on my notes for the podcast, but I did not cite any of my sources, okay? I heard somewhere that the most popular ice cream in New York is pistachio. And I wrote this down, but I did not put where I saw it or who told me, but I'm going to continue spreading misinformation as legitimate because it's my passion, okay? Saying things confidently, but without any supporting evidence, it's a skill and it's a gift, okay? But imagine a world where most people are picking pistachio, a nut that people don't even eat casually or regularly. I know there's like a huge pistachio marketing budget because remember, like they had like Stephen Colbert doing it. They had the Super Bowl ads. Remember all that? And I did the pistachio thing for a minute, but it was like an occasional thing at best. Who is buying pistachio ice cream for the home? I feel like it's like a special occasion or not at all, in my opinion. It's one of those flavors that's trying to prove a point. Okay, it's kind of pretentious. It's like, oh, I'm going to get ice cream, but let me also make sure it's a nut. Okay, it's like putting almonds on top of your froyo. It fucking pisses me off. It's giving healthy to me for some reason, and for that reason, I am upset about it. And I like it. I say all this, and I like pistachio ice cream, but like it's not a home flavor. Home ice cream flavors are for all the time, and I just don't think I would fuck with pistachio more than once a year. So stop playing in my face with these facts. Like whoever sourced this information that I will never find again, they probably like took a random flash poll outside of a Kith pop-up in Soho. Okay? Because who is doing that? Who is saying that pistachio is their favorite ice cream more than once and more than in a localized area? Absolutely never. Absolutely not. I did some Googling and I found nothing in the 30 seconds that I did it. And so this could be completely misinformation. Don't know where I saw it, but if you did see this somewhere, please let me know. Or maybe I made it up in a conspiracy in an Oasis type situation because I have been so underslept, underfed, and overdrank over this last week. Okay. Moving in, songs of the week. Oh my God. Okay. So Happened to Me by Russell Dickerson. It's like a Country Earworm. Okay, that's on the list. Apparently, I'm late to that, by the way. My bad. Stupid Song by Olivia Rodrigo. Cry, 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 Love, Love, Love. New album. Bangs. Third, I'm not going to add this, but I am going to tell you. Already Best Friends by Jack Harlow. Back on repeat for me. She brought a buddy in. What you studying? Education. That's where the money is. Oh, you funny, huh? Yeah, I'm the funniest. Remember that from like years ago? Unfortunately, back on rotation for me. And you guys, okay, you guys, I'm doing my best to make it through Love Island, but I'm pretty sure the show is on like episode 18 and I just got to like episode 9. And I'm pretty sure I don't know like 80% of the cast anymore because everyone's been like voted off or exchanged over these last 10 episodes. I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but it's really, really hard, okay? And listen, I have had no brain cells left. Like, I played that Puerto Rico AI song from TikTok for like 30 minutes last week, just laying there because my brain couldn't listen to Love Island. You know that song's like first time in San Juan, me hijo. So good. Okay. So that came on. Oh, and then I cried listening to Gary Come Home, the song from SpongeBob. So needless to say, my emotions are fried and I am tired, but we are doing it. We are getting after it, bitch, and we are going to have an amazing week. And I simply cannot wait to see everybody and to enjoy Pride Weekend and just go out and be gay and have a nice time. Y'all mind if I have a nice time? Okay. So come to Pitch Your Friend. Let's see some hot singles. I was peeping those hot singles on Saturday, and I will be peeping them again tomorrow. And so watch out in your DMs because I might be in there. But listen, if you're going to be playing in my face, like, I'm going to give up. Okay, like this sexy 27-year-old, gorgeous man. He was a first person pitched on Saturday. And I was like, okay, like kind of like being like my flirty self with him at the event. And I sent him a DM and I was whatever, but he was being too cute. And I'm like, I am literally 32 years old. I was already going out on a limb. Like, I am out of my depth. Unfortunately, I gotta quit. Like, I just cannot be putting that much effort in. It's just too much. Like, I don't have the patience for this. I'm so sorry. But you are hot. Like, it's just, I can't. Okay. My old head weighs. Like, I start getting in my head about it. I'm like, this is cringe. I just like can't be this desperate. I'm not, unfortunately. You know, okay. If you're listening to this, maybe you double message me because I have not replied and I will not. So if you are, what was his name? Theo. Theo. Yeah, so if you are Theo, hit my line, bang my line. If not, don't. Okay? This has been Gay Rave. I cannot wait for next week. It's going to be fucking crazy. I can't wait to see what we get into. But yes, this has been Gay Rave. I am the Gabby L, and the L is for say it with me. Love you. Bye.
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.